Hello everyone, happy holiday Monday here in Canada. It's time for day 7 of my Saleabration Countdown. Now I've been counting down the days for the last week till celebration starts, and it starts tomorrow. So this is the last day of my countdown. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me live every evening. I sure have enjoyed being with you. So tonight we are kind of combining 2 Saleabration freebies into one because, well, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. Let's put it that way. The counting sheep stamp set and the sheep dies. Now, both of these items are level 1 items. Can you believe dies are a level 1 item? That's amazing. So you can get both the counting sheep stamp set and the dies for with a $120 purchase, which is awesome. So I'm going to show you a cute project. We're going to make one tonight. I'm going to show you some others. I've had so much fun with the stamp set and dies, let me tell you. So we'll do a little bit of, we'll be a little goofy. I'll show you a couple things that made me laugh. And then I'm going to show you a few projects that I made using the textures and frame stamp set because I didn't get a chance to showcase that one. I ran out of days. So I'm going to show you some projects that I made with that one because it is one that you kind of look at and go, not sure what to do with that, but it's actually really fun. You can create some really cool backgrounds with it. So let me pull up my video on my iPad here so I can see who's watching. Where are we? There we are. All right. Oh, Bonnie's here. Louise. Hi, Deb. Hi, June. Hi, Violet. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to share these cute sheep with you. All right, I'm going to flip the camera. Oh, I'll tell you when I flip the camera. I'm going to flip the camera, and then I'm going to show you the products, and then we're going to get to a project, okay? Oh, hi, Julie. I just saw your name pop up. Hi, Linda. We're going to flip and get to it. Here we go. All right, that looks pretty good, pretty straight, well lit. We are good. Oh, Judith, you're not home, but you're trying to watch. Well, thanks for watching on a holiday Monday. I wasn't expecting too many people to be joining me because it is a holiday here and the weather is gorgeous outside. So we had dinner on our deck. I made ribs because it just seemed like the thing to do on a holiday Monday. And now I'm here with you. So thanks for joining me. So Saleabration starts tomorrow along with the new holiday mini catalog. And while I'm speaking of that catalog, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. is my live launch party for the mini catalog. So I've been talking Saleabration all week. Now we're going to shift our focus to the mini. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow night at 7. I've got some fun things planned. So make sure you pour yourself a glass of wine before because it's going to be a long one. Lots of things to talk about. All right, so Saleabration live tomorrow, and these 2 products are both in the brochure. They're right smack in the middle, pages 10 and 11, or 9 and 10. What are they? I can't show you on camera. 10 and 11, right smack in the middle of the brochure. Okay, so we have this adorable counting sheep stamp set, and then coordinating dies. So we've got dies that cut out our little sheepies and one that cuts out the little party hat so we can give our sheep a party hat, and then we have some fun dies to create a scene. So we've got a fence, a flag, balloon, a sun, and then these could be clouds or bushes if you wanted to, depending what color you cut them out. Okay, so that's what we're using tonight. Lots and lots of fun, and each of those is a level 1 item. Usually dies are level 2, but this is a level 1, which actually surprised me. I was thinking it was a level 2, but nope. All right, so this is the cute project we're going to make tonight. The dies kind of make it happen, right? There's not a whole lot to it, but the dies kind of make the magic happen. So we're going to start by sort of creating our sort of blended background. So I've got my blending brushes here and a piece of basic white cardstock. It's 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to start by sponging or blending, brushing a little bit of Granny Apple Green ink sort of along the bottom, I don't know, quarter of our page. Now, I'm not worrying really about going all the way across. I just want to add a little blush of green color. Now, I'm not sure how well this will show up on the camera. Sometimes the really faint shading doesn't show all that well. Then I'm going to bring in some Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to do a little bit of blending with the Bermuda Bay, and that's going to kind of give me my sky. So I've got my grass, now I need a sky. So if you have not yet tried our blending brushes, you need to. If you have kind of stayed away from sponging or blending ink because you feel like you can't get even coverage or it just doesn't look the way you want it to, these brushes are a game changer. Okay, trust me when I say you will get great results with these brushes. So give them a shot. All right, so there is my blended sky and grass. Now we're going to add a little bit of definition to the grass with the little grass stamp. So this is a stamp that's in the Counting Sheep stamp set. And we are going to stamp just a few little tufts of grass over where we have blended, just to kind of give it a little definition, just like that. Okay, super simple. All right, next we are going to add our fence. Now I actually realized my fence on my sample I cut out of Smoky Slate. This one I cut out of Crumb Cake. Oh well, no biggie. Changing the color scheme a little. Now this guy, I don't actually need the entire fence, so I'm going to add some mini dimensionals, and then I'm actually going to trim or cut some dimensionals in half because you know what, I can use, got some little strips here. Because this fence is, the boards on this fence are a little bit too narrow to fit a mini behind, see these middle sections here? So I'm just gonna use a little strip from the edge. These edge pieces are really great for this. When you need narrow little bits, they are perfect for adding narrow little bits of dimensional to your projects. So we'll add this guy. I'm going to do a couple more just to make sure our fence stays put. Hi Laura, how are you? Hope you're enjoying this holiday Monday. All right, so our fence is going to go on, and that's going to really kind of define where our horizon line is, right? Right now it's kind of unclear, but when we add our fence, suddenly we have a horizon. So we're going to take our backings off and stick this down, and then I'm going to trim off the excess because I'm not actually using the entire length of fence here. So we're going to put this on, I don't know, right about there. Sure, that looks good. I didn't really measure, I just kind of eyeballed it. And then I'm just going to flip it over and trim off the excess. Okay, there is my fence line. Alrighty, now let's look at this adorable sheep. I've already stamped and die cut him ahead of time. And we're going to add just a little bit of color. You could certainly use him just as is, but it's always nice to add a little bit of color. So I'm going to color the face using my ivory Stampin' Blends. So I've stamped my sheep in Memento Black. It will not run with the Stampin' Blends. Now there are lots of classic ink colors as well that will work. If you are concerned, if you want a softer image, for example, I often use basic gray instead of black. It actually works quite well. So now I'm coloring the hooves using my light black Stampin' Blends. Who knew there was such a thing as light black, but there is in Stampin' Up land. Usually light black is kind of gray, but no, this is a definite black, but it's a little bit lighter than dark black, and it allows a little bit of the detail on the hooves to kind of peek through. Okay, and then the last little touch is just to add a little bit of shading with my light Smoky Slate, just where the shading is on the stamp. So I'm not really even coloring, I'm just kind of adding some little dots where the dots already are. So just to add a little bit of shadow, nothing super fancy, super quick and easy. Okay, so my sheep is going to go right about there. I'm not going to glue him on just yet. We're going to arrange our clouds and our sun and our balloons. So I have couple of clouds. Now again, these could be bushes if you cut them out of green cardstock, totally would work. Oh, hi Gail from Halton Hills, how are you? Hope you are enjoying this holiday Monday. So we're going to have our sun kind of peeking out from behind our clouds. So I'm going to grab my glue dots. I'm going to add one to my little die cut cloud here and add my sun. Okay, that is going to get glued on, and then we're going to pop this guy up to give it a little bit of dimension. So I'm just going to use a touch of liquid glue here to glue my sun and my cloud on. I love using dies like this to create little scenes. They're so fun. So I'm going to have my cloud kind of going off the edge of the page. Again, that's just to anchor it. So it's not, well, clouds do float, but I just like to anchor my images when I'm building a scene. It just kind of makes it feel like it's part of a larger picture. So we're going to add these guys. We'll add a couple of dimensionals to our other cloud, and that one is going to kind of go, well, what are we going to put them? We're going to put them right about there. I am going to trim off that little bit of overhang so we have a nice clean edge. So we'll add this one right about there. Okay, and then again, I'm just going to flip my panel over and trim off the excess that's kind of hanging over there. Okay, so there are my clouds. And then we need to think about where we want our balloons. So what I did actually is I put my sheep on. I've got glue dots all over the place here. Hang on. We need an intervention. There we go. Let's clean that up. Otherwise they're going to be stuck everywhere. All right, so we're going to grab our dimensionals. We're going to glue our little sheepy on. So I'm just using 2 dimensionals, and that's going to allow me to tuck the balloons in behind his hand once I add them to my scene. So my yellow balloon is going to be the shortest one, and it's going to get glued flat. So we're going to add just a little bit of adhesive, just some glue to the balloon itself. I'm not really worrying about the string. So there is our yellow balloon. Then we're going to add our Coastal Cabana. I almost said Bermuda Bay, but it's not. It's Coastal Cabana. And so we'll add a dimensional to that guy. Kind of put him there. And then our magenta is going to kind of extend the longest. So I'm going to use a mini just so that it can overlap the other one. And I'm actually going to add a glue dot to the string, the very end of the string on this one. And once I slide it underneath, I can press it down and hold all 3 strings in place at once. See how that works? Awesome. All right, there it is. How cute is that? All right, now comes the moment of truth. We have to stamp our sentiment. And this is when you don't want to screw up because we've got our card basically done. Now, there is a trick. If we do screw up, we can always punch or die cut a label and cover it up. That is a little card maker secret. Many times I have added a label when I have misstamped, but that one looks pretty good. All right, so let's get that out of the way and put this on our card base. So I have a Granny Apple Green card base. It's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So we'll fold that in half along our score line and add a little bit of adhesive to the back of our panel. And we're going to pop that on just like that. Okay, now no ribbon and no bling on this one. I know some of you are going to be like checking to make sure I'm okay, but I just felt like it didn't need it. It was just such a cute little scene with my little balloon toting you here. On the inside of my sample, I added some stamped party hats and colored them with my Stampin' Blends. I thought it was kind of a fun way to decorate the inside. So that is that one. Now I want to share with you some other projects I made with this set. I had so much fun with it, honestly. So I posted this one earlier this morning. Lots of fun. I used the flag die from the die set to actually create my little pennant. I just turned the flag on its side, and lo and behold, I had a pennant. So there we go. Now I did some masking on here. To mask and get this scene, you're going to stamp your this guy first, and then mask them, and then stamp your other 2 sheep. Okay, just a little tip for that one. And then of course we have our Argyle sheep. So much fun. I just couldn't resist. I love this paper, and it was begging to be used for these little sheep. So there are my Argyle sheep. And I should mention this sentiment is from the In Symmetry set. I just thought it was perfect for my rather unique sheep. And then this one I just posted a few minutes ago. It absolutely cracks me up. I actually was laughing out loud when I was making this. It just... my team will back me up on this. When I first saw this paper, this bedazzling paper from the Saleabration brochure, I immediately was thinking disco ball. So I actually mentioned that to them. So I had to make a disco card, and what better than a disco dancing sheep? So so this is paper pieced. I should mention that. So I stamped my sheep first on white cardstock and die cut it out. Then I stamped my sheep again on the DSP and fussy cut it out, making sure that I only got the wool part. Okay, then I actually had to stamp and cut out another arm here for my sheep because it was covered up right when I added my DSP. So I just thought this was so fun. I added some blue eyeshadow and lipstick and red nail polish, or hoof polish, I suppose. I just think she's hilarious. And then when we open it up, we get happy birthday to you. So these pun sentiments are from the Hippo and Friends stamp set. Is it Hippo and Friends? The Hippo, I think it's called Hippo and Friends. It has, excuse me, some sheep stamps, and it's got some fun punny sentiments. So that one I just love. Let me just grab a drink. Excuse me. There we go. All right, so there is some fun with our sheep. Now, before I let you go, let me show you some projects that I made with the Textures and Frames stamp set. I'm just going to grab it here. So this one is one I didn't get a chance to showcase because I ran out of days. But it's one that you kind of look at and go, I'm not sure what I would do with that. So I decided I needed to play with it and have some fun and see what I could do. So here is one card that I made. Bright, fun, pretty much simple stamping. I did use a die cut label here, but you could totally do it with just plain cardstock. And Granny Apple Green and Magenta Madness, no, sorry, Polished Pink. And I actually stamped on soft seafoam, which gives it kind of a different look. So that's one. And then I had some fun making this geometric sort of almost stained glass looking background using shades of blue. I used Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, and Pacific Point. And then my sentiment for both of these are from the Biggest Wish stamp set. So there are those. Let me move my disco dancing sheep. And then finally, these two reminded me of a coffee stain and spilled coffee. So I had to make a coffee card using the Nothing's Better Than stamp set for the sentiments. So I just stamped some coffee stains and some spatters and had a today is a coffee kind of day sentiment. So there we go. There are some ideas for the Textures and Frame stamp set. All right, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed my little Saleabration showcase this week. It has been so much fun playing with these products and hanging out with you all at 7 o'clock every evening. So I hope you have one more evening left in you to hang out with me tomorrow. Tomorrow is my live launch party for the Holiday Mini catalog. So we're going to shift our focus from Saleabration over to the Holiday Mini and look at some awesome products and projects using products from that catalog. All right. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow night for my live launch party. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye for now.